For those of us who are getting to know you, tell everybody where you're from, first of all.
Well, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Are you shy, Mr. George Hill?
Definitely not.
Not shy, not shy. For the young ladies, they're minors, I want to tell you that. But first, I got to tell them that, but are you single?
No, I'm not.
Hey, but let me tell you ladies something. That's a good thing that he admitted to that. I know a lot of guys who don't, so that's good.
I'm not married though, but I'm...
Oh, he ain't married. He threw that in too. So tell everybody why this rally means so much to you. I mean, why did you decide to come out here today and speak to the youth about, I guess, choices or consequences?
Because it only takes one choice, and one decision that you do can corrupt your whole life. So I think it's a good thing that a positive role model come out here and really try to tell you, hey, I'm in the same shoes as you. I'm no better than you are. We're all human. Everyone makes mistakes. But choose the decision that you do wisely, because anything can happen out of that one choice that you make.
Very good, very good. And of course, we have someone who's, I know how we feel about the Lakers. It's okay. But it's okay. It's okay. He may not feel that way. He may not feel that way. But we are about the Spurs today. We know Magic Johnson is coming up really soon. And how does someone like Magic Johnson, a living legend, how does it affect you and how your game is? I mean, how do you feel about someone as great as Magic Johnson?
He's one of the best icons of basketball. And what he stands for in life, the things that he went through, and he's still accomplishing more and still trying to give back to the community. He's a living example of, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And he's trying to help all the youth out and all the minors and things like that. So, we try to follow in the same footsteps as him.
Very nice. Put your hands together for George Hill. I want to thank you for coming out here. I really do. I appreciate everything you do for the community. George Hill, I mean, not to dog out anyone else, he does a lot for the community.
We never give, people opportunity to ask us questions.
Uh-oh.
Can we do that for a second?
Yeah, that'll be good.
They want to ask their questions and they never get a chance to.
Oh, that's wonderful. Who has a question for George? We already know he ain't single, okay? I already know y'all going to ask that again. Okay, come up or talk loud or whatever. Here, use the mic. I'm going to hold the mic because I don't want you to be running around and start rapping and stuff.
Yo, how does it feel to blow out Miami last night?
Well, it feels good to win. Anytime you win is a great win. But at the same time, you have to stay humble at the same time because our goal is not just to blow out Miami. Our goal is to win the championship. So we can't get so satisfied that we beat that team because we still have a long journey ahead of us. So you have to stay humble with it.
I'm going to translate it. It felt good to beat them. That's what it felt like. Who else got a question? Anyone else has a question? You have a question? You ask him if he's single again. Okay, anyone else have a question? Okay, come on up. If you come up to the stage, that way everyone can hear your question. You could tell I have an issue with misinterpreting things. Come on up.
My question is, when you on the court, when you got that shot to take, how do you feel about it? Especially when you know y'all need it and y'all down. How do you feel about the shot you take?
It's probably the most nervous thing ever. And people say, hey, we don't get nervous when you play basketball. Anybody say that, they're lying. I think everyone has some nervous part of their body just because you're human. You're always going to be scared of something. So to have that shot, especially like big shots that really mean something or to put you ahead or maybe a big play is probably the most scariest shot to ever take because you don't want to miss it. So if you miss it, you're kind of mad because you didn't help your team get there or we really needed that. So it's a lot of pressure.
Good question. Good and I got a question. So when the let's say you're in California or whatever, another team is like booing for you, just really dogging you or whatever. You're on that free throw line. How does that affect you at all?
That's different. You said if you're on the free throw line, the first thing you said is free. It's free. It's a free shot.
Okay.
So when you're on the free throw line, it's different than you're at a 3-point line or a layup or anything like that.
Right.
You don't have anybody trying to block your shot.
Right.
The only thing you have is people yelling around you.
Exactly.
But you practice that so many times a year that when you go up on the free throw line, you don't hear anything.
You just block it out.
The only thing you see is that box. You see you and the rim. That's it.
Okay, so I don't have to be waving that thing when
wave
Shaq or whatever's up there. It don't matter.
For some people it do, because some people their eyes go everywhere. But
right.
Some people, like what they teach us is that's the only thing I'm looking at is the rim. I don't care what happens. Somebody can pass out over there. A coach can be calling my name, but I'm so focused on just that shot. Okay. Not just me being nosy. Okay. Come on up. I'm going to hold the mic, okay? All right.
What y'all gonna do with them Lakers?
Ah!
Y'all can't do no with the Lakers.
Wait. His bodyguard said we 2-0. We 2-0 against them. Okay. So well, we're gonna answer your question. I would say we're gonna do it like every other game. That's the next game ahead of us. So eventually they have to go down just like the rest of them. Well, there you go. Okay, we have another question. I'm going to hold the mic, okay? Come on up.
George, as a young player in the NBA, what life lessons have you learned already from Coach Popovich?
Good question.
Life lessons. The number one thing is being humble. You can never get too high, never get too low. I think like the other day, I played bad in the Memphis game. I've been in a situation before starting, but I put so much pressure on myself because I wanted to do good, and I ended up playing bad because I put so much pressure on myself. And being with Coach Pop, I got Twitter and all that stuff, so I apologize to my teammates and my fans because I felt like I let everyone down. But at the same time, learning from Coach Pop, he came up to me like, you don't have to apologize to anybody. Everyone's human, they're not perfect. And just them things like that, you never take that stuff for granted, because for a coach to come up to a player and say that, you always think, hey, it's a job. At the same time, it's not, it's life. And it's bigger than basketball. So always doing that and always putting God first is the main thing that you have to do. That's good. I actually follow him on Twitter, and I caught that. That was actually, to me, when you're on Twitter, and a lot of the people who we consider celebrities, they're not doing their own Twittering and things like that, and it makes me feel like a better connection to you. So I appreciate you at least apologizing. It wasn't necessary. I use my Twitter by myself. See? He uses his own Twitter. Matter of fact, you should tell people your Twitter, because you can who's on Twitter out here? Okay. Can you give them your Twitter account, your password and everything? No, I'm just kidding. That was for me again. My Twitter username is George_Hill3. So. Okay. Another question.
Who do you look up to on the team that's helped you become a better player?
Good question.
Who do I look up to? Past or present? Okay, both. Past, I would say. Everybody knows Jock Vaughn, right? Yeah. He's the assistant coach with us now, but Jock was a point guard when I first got here that accomplished many things in his NBA career, but to have a young player like me come in and get pushed ahead of him, that was probably somebody who really kept me focused, because he didn't care about that a young guy came ahead of him. He tried to help me get better. And you don't see that from many players. Many players will get mad that someone's coming to take their spot. But at the same time, he didn't. He encouraged me to get better, to move past him. So Jock Vaughn is probably my first one, and Tim Duncan's probably my second one, just because the work ethic he do. He's the first person in the gym always, the last person to leave. And he's, 36, 35? So he had all these years. He had all these years of success in the NBA. But at the same time, he's always the first and the last one to leave. We're laughing because he said he's like, 35, and someone in the back said, that ain't that old. That's old. That's old? Okay, I'm going to go to Cameron, then you next, okay?
How does it feel to be on a Spurs basketball team?
It feels great. I feel like this city really takes in San Antonio, so I don't feel like you can be in a better situation than I am in now, being in that city. That's nice. Okay, you have a question?
Do you volunteer for anything?
Do I volunteer? Hey, don't dog her for her question. Be nice. I volunteer a lot. I do a lot of charity work. I do a lot of park cleanup, Sometimes I do barbecues in the park and just free food and free music and things like that. I give a lot of tickets away off my Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, sometime I might do a scavenger hunt. I might put tickets on that porta potty back there and take a picture of it and take a picture of this and say, if you find this, you get two free tickets. Or I might do Best Buy and just hide them in washers, dryers, ovens. I do that. So I do a lot of things like that.
That'd be tight though. You buy a washer and dryer, you get home, you're like, oh, I got Spurs tickets. That'd be tight. But he does do a lot for the community.
We did go downtown, and I caught a lot of grief for it because at the time they say it was bad, but I didn't look at it as a bad situation. But there was a lot of homeless people downtown, and for some reason it clicked in my head, let's go to McDonald's and buy 150 double cheeseburgers.
Wow.
So I went to McDonald's, bought 150 double cheeseburgers. I went downtown and just started passing them out.
That's
Everybody's
good.
like, that's bad. You're feeding the homeless bad food. Like, there's no such thing really as bad.
When you're hungry,
hungry.
and the people who were saying that, I mean, what kind of food did they give?
I don't know.
That's my question.
They wanted a cheeseburger too, though.
I would have ate a cheeseburger.
I did. I ate 2 of them.
Well, there you go. And look how fit you are. That's wonderful. I like that because, you know, I've been in the community a long time. And it's just really good to see a Spur player that's active in the community. So give him a round of applause for that alone. Okay.
From the Big Brother, Big Sister community, as you're speaking of it, who, when you were younger, who was your favorite player? Who did you idolize from your teenage years that you're like, this style I want to be in high school, college? Yeah.
It's crazy. When I was younger, I wasn't focused on basketball. I didn't like basketball until like my freshman year in high school. I was a soccer player first. But the person I always wanted to be like was Derek Jeter for some reason. I don't know why. I just wanted to be like Derek Jeter. So I'll probably say Derek Jeter.
Any more questions?
How hard was it to get there? Now you have to be there.
Very hard to get there. You gotta think, anybody know how many people in the world? Don't nobody really know that, right? There's a lot of people in the world, only 1% makes it to the NBA. 64 comes in 1 year, well, let's say 60 comes in 1 year. That means 60 has to leave every year. So it's only 1% makes it. So that percentage is slim to none. So everything that you do, you have to prepare. It's decisions, working out every day. If that's what you want to do, play basketball, you have to make it your life. But at the same time, you can't lose sight of living your life. You still have to be, you know, out doing school, doing things like that, because you can't take basketball like it's going to get you everywhere. You still have to do things in life that's bigger than basketball.
You have a question? This is my little mini me. I see her all the time. Go on and ask him a question.
How many things?
It's okay. You're doing good. Come on. You're doing good.
How many you?
Okay, so she likes Tony Parker, and that's okay. She likes you too, and I don't know. Okay, and what's your question about Tony Parker? Tony Parker? Does he talk to minors? No, just kidding. What's your question? Are you friends with Tony Parker? That's her question. How old are you? She's 6, so be nice.
Well, actually, like me and Tony's probably, outside of me and DeJuan Blair, me and Tony's probably the second best friends on teams. We do a lot of things like go out to dinner on the road. He pays majority of the time, so I always go with him.
I know that.
But yeah, I hang out with Tony a lot.
Look, she's so happy. Does anyone else have a question real quick? Well, why don't we give George Hill a round of applause.